News Radio, WTAM 1100. This is Bill Wills. Every once in a while, we got to search for some good news. In the next few minutes, I want to tell you about I'll let them tell you, a couple that is doing some amazing work, and with your help, even more amazing work through the organization called 30 Hearts. Jeff and Emily, first of all, thanks for your time. It's great to see you guys. Thanks for coming in. Nice to meet you.
Thanks for having us.
Jeff, let me start with you first, if you don't mind. You know, Jeff reached out, Emily. Don't be, I'll talk to him first, but just
No
hold on a
problem.
minute. You reached out. We talked a little bit about this a couple of weeks ago. So let's both of you tell the story about how 30 Hearts came about, because I want you to set up what she came to you with, okay?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Definitely. My wife and I had talked a lot about wanting to do something, and we'd always had a passion to do something more and make a difference, but we didn't know what. And so we were talking one time, and I asked her if she could travel anywhere in the world, where would she go? And she had an interesting answer. She didn't say Hawaii or Paris or somewhere extravagant like that. She actually said Ethiopia. So I will let her tell you why.
Why Ethiopia? He said anywhere. I mean, Paris, the city of lights, Hawaii, Ethiopia. There was something tugging to your heart?
Yeah, definitely was. So we were sponsoring a little girl. Her name is Wainatu, and she lived in Ethiopia. So I had known her through sponsoring since she was 5 years old. And so the more we got to know her, we would write letters back and forth, and she would always say, would you come visit me one day? And I thought, I want to do that. I really do. And so in my head, I thought one day I will go to Ethiopia. So that was my answer.
And you looked at her and said, okay, second guess, right?
We found a way to do it. We found a way to get to Ethiopia, and I'm really glad we did. It was amazing to see Wainatu, to go into her small one-room home and see how she lived. We realized she was living with her aunt because her parents had passed away when she was young.
Mm. And Emily and Jeff, when you say Ethiopia, right away I think most of us have an image, a mental image of the challenge that country has had. You saw that firsthand then on the ground.
Right, we did. So like Jeff said, we saw her home, which was probably the size of a walk-in closet, and her bed was just a mattress on the floor.
And this was the little girl that you'd built the relationship with and sponsoring and writing back and forth.
Right. So our support was giving her enough to provide food, clothing, medical attention. She was going to school. But yeah, she still lived in poverty. That's just the reality. And so we were able to see from seeing her and just from seeing the country itself, just driving around and spending a week there, just how different it is and how eye-opening it is. And our hearts were never the same after that trip.
I was going to ask you, the plane trip back, when you finally get on the plane to come home, you had to look at each other and go, we've changed, right?
Definitely. I had never been outside the country before. That was my first trip. So to go to a developing country like Ethiopia and see the poverty firsthand, meet Wainatu in person, we were changed, and we came back, and we couldn't just say, all right, this was a one-time trip, check that box off. It stuck with us, and we wanted to do something more. And so we talked and prayed a lot about what that next step would be.
And the name 30 Hearts, how does that come about, Emily?
Yeah, so after that trip, we, like Jeff said, just kept talking about it, thinking about it, brainstorming, like, how can we keep helping the people of Ethiopia? Because once you go to Ethiopia, you realize you leave part of your heart there because it's a beautiful country. The people are incredible and hospitable, and we just loved it, and we loved them. And so knowing that Wainatu was an orphan child, we knew there are more. We knew there had to be so many more, and there are 4.5 or so million orphans just in Ethiopia. And so we thought something has to be done, but we didn't know anything or anybody else. But we did get a contact through someone that we had met on that trip, and that led to conversations and emails. He wanted to help people in the town he knew about that had a high orphan population, and we thought, let's start with 30. It was manageable. And instead of doing an orphanage, let's give them family. And so to start with 30, we thought, okay, we have to name this something. This has to be like something where people can be drawn to it and connected to it. And we thought, well, there's 30 children, and we want people to think of them not just as numbers, statistics. That big millions and millions, it can kind of get lost. And so we were just thinking and talking, and we're like, 30 hearts. Like, it's their hearts we want people to connect with, that they're children that they're people just like us and our own children. And so we thought 30 Hearts. That made sense, so it stuck.
Jeff, how long down this road have you gone from we're talking about the trip to now? A few years has evolved. How long have you guys been doing this?
Yeah, so we officially launched 30 Hearts in May 1st, 2015, and that's when we brought in the 30 children, and our model is a little different. We actually support 6 women from the community, from the local churches there, to raise 5 children each. So those 6 women began living and raising their children in 2015, and we've seen them grow together. They've grown relationships as a family, and we've seen a lot accomplished through our supporters and through all the amazing people who've come alongside us. We've built homes for these families. The government there in Ethiopia has been supportive of this project, and we have been able to now reach more children in the community to prevent them from ending up on the streets. So we've been able to help over 100 children now, which is very exciting.
That's amazing. Emily, literally with this model then, you're working with someone who understands, they're hands-on. They're not like somebody new coming into the community that takes a while to get acclimated. They're already on the ground. They know the need. They've lived through the need, but they're willing to set aside some time. And really changes their life as well, because this is a big commitment for them as well, I would think, right?
Right. And we're so grateful for them. The man we work with is named Niskana, and he and his team, his organization, Stand for the Vulnerable, all Ethiopian-based. So they're all Ethiopians who know and love their culture and their people. So what they're doing it well because they know them and they know their needs more than we do. You know, our heart is for them, but they know them. And so we trust them as the boots on the ground and loving and caring for them in the best way they can.
Jeff and Emily with 30 Hearts, the website. We'll put up a link at 30hearts.org. You can find out more. Okay, next steps. Jeff, you've done a couple different fundraising things. There's different ways to get involved. If this has touched your heart and you want to get involved and find out more, start at the website, 30hearts.org. What do you need? What are the next steps? Prayer, obviously, I would think, and financial contributions. Anybody that wants to come alongside and help this ministry?
Yeah, definitely. We're excited for this opportunity to share right now because we are just trying to spread the word. We're trying to reach more people so that the more people who know about 30 Hearts can get involved and help support more kids, then the more hearts and the more lives we can change in Ethiopia. So we have an Embrace monthly giving program, and if you join that monthly giving program at any amount, then those funds go directly to help children grow up in families. So they don't have to end up on the streets. They can actually be raised in a loving family. So we're looking for more members of Embrace to reach more kids because we actually have 2 homes being built right now. And so around summer, when those are finished, we will be able to bring in more children if we have the funding. So,
and Emily, if you don't mind to finish up here, tell me a little bit more about Winnetou. How old is she now?
Oh, my. Yeah, she's 22.
Oh, wow. And
she's in her last year of college. So she'll be graduating in July. We put her through college after she finished her sponsorship program. We had visited her about 3 times because of going to Ethiopia so much. And so she shared her heart and how, you know, she wanted to go to college but didn't have the money to. And we're like, well, we'll help you. Not knowing, you know, how much. Well, it doesn't cost much in Ethiopia. So we just feel so honored to be able to put her through college, and she'll have a degree, and just to see where she came from at 5 years old and now a young woman it's beautiful.
And I would think that accomplishment of college and that level of education goes even much further in a country like Ethiopia. Yeah, for help. Anything else you guys want to share while we wrapping up here? The website has more as far as links and information, the video, and the whole story's there, right, Jim?
Yeah, I would just say if you're interested to hear more stories of transformation, we've done a few video stories on some of the kids where you can see what their life was like before and then kind of how 30 Hearts has been able to impact their life now. And it's just great to see that transformation, to know that it's real and that you're actually making a difference when you support 30 Hearts.
Jeff and Emily, thanks for your time.
Thank you.